Hello, I am RJB, and we are back for the continuation of the best of 5 set between SH and Doromi, using the names Most and Clark. In the previous video, both players got themselves 2 wins each. The score is even, and in game number 5, we're going to find out who is going to be victorious. This is the final match from this set, and it will determine who continues to the next round. In the last video, I noticed that the sound settings weren't completely optimal, so I'm going to change that just a little bit downwards for the music volume. It was a little bit too loud. So a little bit lower. I hope that makes everything a little bit better. So we've got Most, or SH, here on the dark blue Protoss. And on the other side of the map, we've got Doromi again on the Terran. He's a very strong Terran player. He's shown us some great Terran play, but most of all, he's shown us some great play overall in every single race. It hasn't always worked out that well. Sometimes things didn't go right as he intended it to, but he's put up a real fight against SH, which isn't easy. SH himself is a formidable player as well, so this should be a great match, a great finale to this best of 5. Goes for Nexus, 3 gateways, a Cybercore, Forge, it's a Cybercore, and 2 Gaster in the back. This is a little bit different from what I was expecting, honestly. You don't often see 3 gateway sets from Nexus without a choke in the workings, but I think he is expecting Doromi to go for a mech build order, so he's actually at the moment completely safe, because it's going to take a while for any units to come out from these factories, and he's also, of course, planning on setting up a counter to vultures and tanks. There's a lot of gas there coming in. He's going to lose a probe there to the SVN and Marine. Marine there stays alive, gets Marco a little bit away, gets stuck between the probe there, though he's going to die after all. Although the Zealot also gets stuck, so that's very bad there. As the second probe goes down, he might even lose a 3rd probe. This is 3 probes going down to an SVN and Marine. This is really sloppy play there from SH. Doesn't look like much, but 3 probes this early into the match is a pretty big hit. Now, I don't think the hit is big enough, really, though, to really put him into a bad spot, but still, it's more than should have happened. We've got Zealots on the way, and Dragoons will follow shortly after, because we have Dragoon range on the way. It's going to try to break to the front here before Doromi becomes strong, and too strong to break into, but I don't think this approach is actually the correct one. I honestly think that SH should instead go for very fast drops here instead. Because honestly, look at this. He already has 2 machine shops added on. He's got a starport on the way for tank drops or putting tanks up on the hills. Anything really? The mines are finishing up soon, and speed is finishing up soon as well. So he's going to be very quick around the map and place mines everywhere. And those mines are going to make life a little bit difficult here for SH, because he won't really be able to move out all that much. He's going to be pretty much contained into his base, and he's putting mines there to try and hit the probes by mine drag on the Dragoon. But SH there doesn't make the mistake, takes down the mine. This mine is a little bit too far away, but there's never going to be a single unit in that corner that is going to trigger that mine. So the mine doesn't really do all that much. It's just there for vision purposes. You can see right there, you can see the amount of gas, you can see the double nexus. That's pretty much everything you can see. But more important though is that SH got completely baited into a bad build order, although it's actually a choice that he made himself, but he's pretty much contained. He's contained inside his base because the mines there are blocking him from leaving. Now Dragoons though can, if you have some great micro, take down the mines by triggering them, by stepping forward and stepping backwards and then shooting on the mine to kill it. So the mines might not pose much of a threat, but if something goes wrong, the mines can deal a significant amount of damage. But he's actually doing a pretty good job there of taking down the mines, although that one does explode, but he forces the vultures out of his base. But more importantly, we've got double tank drop there on the way to kill the probes, but it looks like SH is prepared. He's expecting this one, because he knows it is a real option that Doromi has. So tank drop there on the way, but a lot of Dragoons there are ready to intercept the tanks in the dropship. Dropship goes down before, well, actually both of the tanks do unload. Tanks are shooting, but the probes are already far away. Though now the probes are running into the vultures. Doromi is on fire. He's on fire. He still gets about 6 probe kills, with even 7 there with the vultures. So actually really smart and solid play. Very mechanical play. Very smart. Never really seen this done before where... Well, actually, I've never seen this done before because most Protosses don't go for no choke. And I think that's a huge little thing that affected this match tremendously. No choke means that the Vultures just run in and start to complete probes when they start running away. So everything is all coming back to no probes, going for gateway units very early on instead of going for drops. Because I do think drops would have completely decimated this build order here from Clark. Because, as you can see, Clark only just now at 630 is getting drop defense. And his drop defense consists only of a couple of turrets, not a lot of units. He's got a couple of tanks in the back, but those tanks don't really do much. So he could have just flown in with his shuttle and killed the SCVs or put pressure on the back. If he had double reaver inside his shuttle, he could have just microed them and there would be nothing that can shoot into the air. So I do think SH went for a pretty heavy mismatch in build order, and that is giving Doromi a lot of free time to get big and rich. Only on 46 probes there for SH. Doromi only on 37. His base is starting to fill out somewhat, but he's still only on about a couple of units. He got a couple of tanks there in the back, only 3, 1 tank there in the front. He's putting tanks there up on the hill soon as well, or is he going for a tank drop? Though it's actually, these dropships are empty. The mines in the middle are getting cleared out with the Observer, who's establishing some middle control by taking the control away from Doromi. Good move, he had to do this. He had to do this, open up the middle. So we can, you know, walk through the middle. Not the most, for Protoss, this is not the most optimal situation. But there are a couple of steps he has to go through in order to set himself up for the future. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. And if you give time to a player like Doromi, you're not going to have a lot of fun. Dropship there comes in, but it's empty. It's just there to distract and force those probes off the minerals and be annoying. I think that in total costs him about 200 minerals. Doesn't sound like a lot, but considering the dropship only costs 100 minerals, you know, the trade-off might be a fair one. Now 5 factories, got an army there on the way. Well, actually the upgrade is on the way. Depot's still being added on. He's just going through the motions of growing slightly bigger. Observers are going to the sides to get some vision, gonna try to sneak into the base, but he sees a lot of turrets there, so he's keeping away just a little bit. But he has a nice little bit of vision there up on the hill, sees the tanks, sees the Goliaths. He knows that he can't just walk through the front door, because those tanks up on the hill are gonna trip out his units. The units on the low ground, if fired on by the tanks, they don't want to hit the tanks, but they can't. They just cannot hit the tanks. And they're gonna trip out by just walking back and forth, unsure what to do, because the coding is just really dumb. Coding is just really dumb. The shuttle there are gonna try to land up on the hill, I feel. Gonna try to land up high there up on the hill, while his gateway mass is gonna try to break through the front door. There's a lot of tanks here, a lot of mines, a lot of vultures, and this wall, it looks pretty tough to break through with all those tanks behind it. But this shuttle here is going to be absolutely essential in taking down those tanks up on the hill and allowing the breakthrough. But the Goliaths here are gonna take down that shuttle for sure before it can unload on top of those tanks. More tanks being put there up on the bottom hill as well. Pretty far away though. It's gonna help them defend. Drop there tries to come in. Gonna try to unload there on top of the tanks, but the turrets take it down just before it can unload. Same thing happening on the other side as well, and his gateway mass front attack is not going to succeed. Just take down 2 of the depots, mostly because the tanks are shooting on their own depots. Supply stick momentarily, but immediately starts rebuilding those depots, and the Dragoons have pulled back. So really, this is further cementing the idea that SH really should have gone for drops, not for a gateway mass. He completely miscalculated this game, and this game, based on what we're seeing right now, is going to turn into a long game. Because Doromi, right now, on almost 50 SCVs, about 7 factories, science facility, and a starport there in the back as well, is pretty strong. His supply is behind, but he has set himself up with a strong, fortitude fortress. Fortified fortress. Fortitude means something else. A nice fortified fortress here in the front will be hard to break through. And that's why drops would have been a really good option, because everywhere else, on the side here, on the bottom side as well, and in the back, he is not that well defended. So I hope that SH can manage to change up his plan quick enough. Otherwise, this game is going to be very painful for him. He's adding on a 3rd Nexus to get some more gas. Getting a fleet beacon somewhere as well for carriers. Maybe disruption weapon corsairs, but I do think most of the time players go for carriers. He's adding on a lot of stargates there. Finally getting... Wow, this doesn't look like a drop. This doesn't look like a drop. Not really a realistic drop option. 4 Dark Templars this far into the game with turrets everywhere, scans everywhere, and a vessel as well. I don't think that's really something that's going to do anything at all. I'm gonna try to do something with it though, but I don't think it can really do much. So for now, it looks like SH is preparing himself for carriers, getting double air upgrades, getting shield upgrades there as well. He has level 1 weapon attack for his gateway units, but I think he is realized that his gateway units can't really do that much this game, so he's completely forsaking his gateway units. By no longer getting gateway upgrades, instead he's just going for all the air upgrades first, and might get those gateway unit upgrades later on into the match. Still adding on more stargates, growing bigger. Got level 1 weapon attack there on the tanks, level 2 1 armor on the way, level 2 weapon also on the way as well. And the air upgrades, of course, also not neglected, although the air armor upgrade might lag behind a little bit because he only has 3 armories. Base is looking nice. Everything is getting filled out slowly but surely. He's on track to being where he wants to be. We're only 12 minutes in and he's maxed out. And his base is... well, I think he has enough buildings for now. Honestly, you can do a lot of things with only about 11 factories. Another key point is those starports. He's going to need those starports to fight against the carriers. Maybe go for Valkyries or raids. Some players don't make raids or Valkyries at all. They just go for Goliaths only. So he's trying to look for structures on the side to take down, but no structures on the side whatsoever except this engineering bay, but he can't attack that one. And because he's now maxed out, he moves out into the middle of the map to try and kill and attack SH before SH has those dreadful carriers. The carriers are on the way, very close to finishing. Got about 4 of them queued up. Well, actually 3. Only 3 of them queued up. So there's going to be 3 carriers, a lot of gateway units, a lot of Dark Templars, and Dragoons as well. A couple of Dark Templars there on the right flank, outside of the vision of that vessel, but no, the vessel there detects them pretty easily and kills those Dark Templars. Now he's sieging up here in the front, Vulture's there in the front as well, gonna fly in some shuttles with units inside, he's gonna trigger some mines as well, and the mines gonna do more damage than himself himself. Not all the tanks are sieged up, so the tanks are not really shooting on themselves, most of the tanks are unsieged. Great move there from from Doromi, not to siege up all of his tanks. And now it's going to be a fight where SH is definitely going to be contained inside his base for a really long time, because I don't see this to be easy to break out, or Doromi is just going to push through and end this game once and for all really quick. And this is where SH's playstyle of being very macro-focused starts to backfire. He basically did nothing all game long for 14 minutes. Against those top-level Korean Terrans, you just cannot afford to do nothing at all. Because this happens. Although almost all the Goliaths have been taken down, there's almost no anti-air here at the scene, so the carriers might actually take care of most of these tanks, because there's no anti-air. Anti-air is arriving on the scene right here, right now, though. Vessel gets taken down, the tanks are slowly dying as well. Goliaths arriving on the scene to fight against those 3 measly carriers. Another 8 carriers on the way and 13 zealots at the same time as well. The carriers currently are probably on level 1 upgrades, level 2 are on the way, level 2 shields on the way as well. But then we start adding on turrets as well to make interceptors a bunch weaker. He's focusing on the interceptors instead of on the carriers, because the carriers are too damn far away, although those 2 on the bottom side there are killing the carriers pretty handily. Now starts focusing firing on the carriers as well. The carriers are melting too damn fast against those level 2 weapon upgrades on the Goliaths. This is very strong, consistent, solid play from Doromi here. Great control, most of all. He's really controlling his units very well. Kills the last carrier, but more carriers spawning at the same time. The Reaver there in the backside is really keeping those tanks at bay for now. Units keep streaming in from across the map, entering the base, and putting the pressure and the fire onto SH's shins. His buttocks are getting burned, and he's all to blame for it. Well, now we've got about 8 carriers on the side, going to try to clear up that problem with flank, focusing on the Goliaths first. Gateway units there on the bottom side also helping take down the Goliaths. The Reaver at the backside really completely destroying Goliaths. A great choice to keep it there in the back, just in case Goliaths go up too far. But Templar are marching into the fray as well. The tanks can't take them down quick enough because the Goliaths are mostly focusing on the carriers. The Interceptors are dying pretty quick, but now another wave of Zealots spawns, and it looks like SH is doing a pretty good job of clearing all of this out. But now we do finally have some Valkyries arriving on the scene with a level 1 weapon attack, taking down the carrier. The carriers are trying to run away as fast as they can, but it's only 4 Valkyries. Just fight against them. Just fight against them. He's splitting up his carriers. Great move there, but I think he already took a significant amount of damage on those carriers as all the shields have been burned out. But at least he clears out the entire ground army that Doromi had inside of SH space. So he's managing to push him back just a little bit. The Valkyries go in once again for the fight, doing small amounts of damage, but it's doing damage on every single carrier. So it's a slow burn, but the burn is definitely working, and the Interceptors are dying themselves pretty quick as well. Now more Valkyries arrive on the scene, and this is going to hurt him a lot. He splits up his carriers as fast as he can, but he's screwing up tiny little bits. And now carriers do go down. 2 of them have died. 1 more might die soon as well. Though the damage really is very low. The damage is very low because the Valkyries do die pretty quick, only 1 of them left alive. But the Goliaths now entering the battle once again. And they're on level 3 weapon attack upgrades. It looks like Doromi really has a massive upgrade lead. We got more robots being added on there in the front as well. Doromi has been losing his front, SH has lost his front time and time again so far within the last 5 or 4 minutes. Zelda's there in the front doing quite a good job of taking down those Goliaths with tank shots by drawing tank shots onto the Goliaths. The Micro here on the hill is doing a pretty good job of keeping those carriers healthy. It's pretty difficult to fight against carriers with these hills because they can just move in, weave in and out. You need vision up on the hills to really do much against it. So I want to keep the vision on Clark for a small little while. We'll keep the vision on Doromi. What can he see? What is he doing? He's still only on about 8, 10, 12 factories. You could fill this entire base out with factories, but currently he's completely focused on attack. And honestly, he might not even need more factories. 12 factories might just do the trick. A lot of Corsairs are also entering the mix to take care of those Valkyries. Corsairs do amazingly well against Valkyries. And he's got level 2-1 upgrades. Level 1 attack, level 2 attack soon finishing up for SH, which might give him a little bit more leverage to push back against those level 1 or level 2-3. Those level 1-3 upgrades on the tanks and the Goliaths from Doromi. The turrets are getting taken down, or the Goliaths are getting taken down as well, and the tanks are being pushed back now as well. The vessel gets taken down, so no more EMPs coming down on those carriers, and no more detection there on the scene as well. Once again, Goliaths entering from the top side there, but the carriers simply move to the bottom side of the choke point and stay away from the air damage. The tanks are landing inside the base. He tried to go for a tank drop, but there's nowhere to tank drop at all. They know at least he's distracting for a small little bit of time. This match is pretty damn intense. But I do feel, actually, now that having only 12 factories is slowing Doromi down by quite a bit. If he had like 20 of them, he could remax his Goliath army and his tank army way faster. He was only playing on 7 gas instead of going for 10 gas. So his gas income is at the moment just enough, but not big enough. Threw away a bunch of his tanks. I think he wants more Goliaths, or does he want more Valkyries? Valkyries it is. It's Wraiths and Valkyries. Got Cloak on the way there in the back as well. Currently on level 1, well, 220. He doesn't have that 3rd armory still. He's only on 3 armories. But he does have air upgrades on the way because, well, level 2-3 on the tanks and the Goliaths. Tanks and Goliaths are very strong here. Starts building command centers on the bottom side of the map as well. Just for more scans, or maybe just to have supply on the bottom side. Drop there, flies over the top of the map. 2-3 shuttles. Build up with Reaver, the Templar, and another Templar and 3 Zealots. But will they survive and arrive on the scene? One there on Loaster on the top side. All of the shuttles make it out all the way through. Kills 7 SCVs. Not a lot of kills. But that might hurt Doromi just a tiny little bit, just enough. Also, losing turrets on the top side is annoying, but he's going to clear that out with the Wraiths. The game is currently at somewhat of a standstill. Doromi is not really moving out. He's building, but not really moving out. So now the fight continues. Some gateway units moving out of the base to sacrifice their lives to open up some supply space for probably a couple more carriers, but he's also trying to micro his dragoons to the best of their ability to at least get as many Goliath kills as he can. And yeah, he queued up a couple more Arbiters, while after he lost those dragoons, he queued up some Arbiters to go for some stasis on probably the air units, but probably on anything you can stasis at all. But I think the main focus point of those stasis on the Arbiters is for the Valkyries and the Raids. Because those eat up the biggest amount of supply, and those are the biggest threat to his air. His carriers are weakest against those units. Shelter on the top side gets spotted out by Goliath, barely though, but that means he can now move his units to intercept. He's not intercepting. Oh wait, there he's got Raids there back at home, gonna snipe those shuttles before they arrive on the scene. He takes both of them down within the blink of an eye. Well, he's firing on his own Corsairs to kill the Raids, but the Raids are getting danced back and forth really nicely. The control there from Doromi, once again, is on point. So he sets up shop there in the front. He sets up a really nice contain before moving out. And do remember, of course, that in this Hamburg Decisive Tournament, you cannot build on the middle as Protoss. And that's what we're seeing. He's not building on the middle. And that does give Terran a little bit more strength. But so far in this tournament, we haven't really seen that nerf on the Protoss, not being able to build on the middle. We haven't seen it affect the Protoss all that much. This is the first game where we can really see the effects of not being able to build mass cannons on the middle. So the Raids there, he's got about 12 of them, got about 7 Valkyries, or 5, 2 of them seem to have died. And both players are just looking at each other, menacingly, waiting for the other to pull the trigger. And whoever pulls the trigger first might hurt. Well, actually, I think SH is trying to kill the economy of Clark, of Doromi, before he makes his move, but nothing has really worked out that well so far. Tampa's arriving on the scene, but there's only some SPs on the gas to storm. Doesn't storm anything else. The Raids take some damage from the storms, that is painful. He does get about another 7 or maybe 10 SCV kills there. And I do think that is going to lead Doromi to rebuild some of his SCVs, because now only 39. He's not that rich either. SH got 15,000 minerals, he's pretty rich. He can afford to kill some of his probes, but he might want to hold on to his probe for a little while longer, because once the fight starts, he's gonna burn through that money very, very quick. Very quick. So this top side here has been a pain in the ass for Doromi. He's gonna build turrets everywhere on the side to stop those carriers and those shuttles from moving across the map and hurting him. It's tragic, well, critically. Okay, so that's it. The drops have been trying to critically hurt Doromi, his economy. And once the economy is gone, SH is gonna move out. But until then, SH is gonna just sit back and wait. Sit back and wait for Doromi to make a move. But as he's waiting for Doromi to make a move, there's gonna be more turrets everywhere, more containment everywhere around his base, and life is gonna become more and more difficult as the game progresses. He's gonna try to move out the bottom corner there. Well, the bottom side, not a corner. This is not a corner. This is not a corner at all. Moves out there, but is going to get intercepted by some Goliaths, and the Raids are on the hunt. He kept getting spotted out on the top side, so he tried to go over the bottom side, but the scans come down, and those Raids are going to chase down the shuttles for sure, and do it easily. Tries to turn around, but he might as well just give up, because the Raids are just going to hunt them down, take down the shuttles, and that's it. Fight erupting here on the side. Trying to at least do something, but there's so many Goliaths, so many turrets, that these... how many carriers? 10 carriers can't really do that much. They honestly can't. They just can't. Physically incapable of doing much. The Arbiters might come in handy though in the future, but right now, nothing is really coming in handy. Doromi is just taking every single little bit of time that his SH is giving to him. Doromi hasn't pushed out yet, he's just making sure he's completely safe. But I do think there's a clock ticking here, because maybe it is not the wisest choice to spend this much time building turrets everywhere. It does reduce the chances of SH making a breakthrough though, but SH can, with all this time he's given, better prepare himself for whatever Doromi is trying to do. So both players are preparing themselves for the future, and one of these two players is going to come out on top. Oh, the carrier's taking massive amounts of damage there, moving out a little bit too far, loses 4 carriers to the Goliaths. Disruption Rip there comes down, but it comes down too late. Not the best choice there to move to the bottom side of his base. Yeah, a lot of turrets there, a lot of turrets. He's really playing containment vessel strategy. The Chernobyl strategy, trying to contain that nuclear waste, is basically what he's doing. More turrets are coming up on the left side. Life's going to become very difficult for SH. I feel he's going to have to keep trying to land those drops, because he hasn't tried to land a drop in the last 2 minutes. After he lost his shuttles on the bottom side of the map, he hasn't tried. And both players are about maxed out on upgrades now, so both players are almost at maximum fighting ability. Tanks there being taken down, those cannons on the sides, all over the hill. And he makes his move, Valkyries and the Wraiths might come in soon, but the Corsairs are there to take care of them, but the Goliaths and Walokant are still there to take care of the Insects and the carriers as well. The turrets, of course, being annoying as hell to take down, and might take down mostly the interceptors. So he's still confined and contained to his base. His bank is... well, he killed his pros. Gonna kill a couple more as well. He's got 6 probes mining remaining. He's opening up as much supply space as he can in order to get an army as big as he wants to. He's gonna try to move out over the top side there. Of course here, oh, he can recall some Reavers onto the logo and some Dragoons as well. The Arbiters lose its life in the process, but at least he has the Reavers there, and there's no tanks anywhere close. So those Reavers are gonna take care of the Goliaths very easily, and he's gonna open up a nice little hole there in the containment vessel, so we can hopefully in the future break through and start to attack the main base once again. But Doromi just gonna keep building more and more turrets there on the side, really ignoring the fact that those units being dropped on the bottom, on the top side there. With the recalls, tanks have moved up to the top side there, but he's opened up a nice little hole to fly through, and he's just gonna keep flying through. He's gonna keep flying through and goes for the main. He's gonna go for the main base. There's nothing back at home except some measly small little Goliaths. Throws down disruption webs on the turrets to maybe allow for his carriers to fly through. When his carriers do fly through, all the anti-air units that he had in the air have to be taken down. All the raids are gone, the Valkyries are gone. He's going straight for the command center. He's managed to open up a path there into Doromi's base, and Doromi has taken too much time spending this APM on the containment vessel. He's attacking the command center. The command center getting repaired. Will it go down there though? Will it go down? It's just slowly going lower and lower. The race is continuing. It's a fight for the repair, and it does look like the carriers are winning in the end. Are they? The carriers are going to lose. The command center is winning. The command center is going up in HP. Looks like the SCVs are winning the fight against the carriers. The carriers all going down there, but we've got a drop there coming in as well. It's a recall there on the way to fly into the base. The command center is getting repaired, getting healthier and healthier. It was under 100 HP just earlier, and the carriers do get taken down there in the end. And now we've got a small little recall there in the top corner. Not really all that much. It's only a couple of Zealots and Dragoons, but they do take down some of the turrets there on the top side of the base. That looks like the fight for the command center is won by Doromi, but Doromi is now pretty broke. He is maxed out though. His SBs are now going back to mining minerals, so he's going to get that money back into the bank soon as well. And SH is running out of money. He's already ran out of 7,000 minerals over those last 2 minutes. But another recall there on the top side is ready to go in. The Reavers there are still zoning those Goliaths and SCVs and tanks away from rebuilding turrets on the top side. There is an observer there as well, getting vision just to see if he's rebuilding turrets or not. There's a nuke coming down somewhere, but I'm not sure where the nuke is going to come down. But we're on the top side there. See it right there. There's the nuke. Going to fly down, but at a recall, an arbor is flying across the map at the same time as well. I'm not sure what to look at. The nuke is just going to kill some gateways and next side, so that's not really too important to look at. But there, boom, goes the explosion. Ghost goes down as well. It looks like the arbiter got killed there by the Goliaths, so no recall coming in for SH on Doromi, and the game is looking better and better for Doromi. Doromi is having a great game here, but still not moving in for the fight. He's still playing it passively, still rebuilding and setting himself up for the future. He has to reorganize his entire base, land all of his factories once again, plug up this hole there on the top side, plug up this entire big, massive opening here on the top side of the middle as well. And the carriers now move to clear out the bottom side. He kills the ghost. Was going to try to nuke there on the side. So this game went from being very active and aggressive to being very passive, but the moves that those players have been making have been pretty intense and pretty smart. Although the move for the command center turned out to not really work out, but it was worth it. He had to do it. He had to do it. And considering how close he was, it was more so a great moment of play from Doromi than a mistake from SH, but it just didn't work out in the end. Doromi just played that situation way better than SH could, or potentially could have, because he simply only had about 10 or 8 carriers, and those 10 or 8 carriers can't fight against the repair. So that was really well played there from Doromi. Another nuke there coming down somewhere. They're in the front, they're on the choke. Our observer moves in to intercept it. Carriers, will they be in time? Carrier, he storms it instead. The nuke gets cancelled just in time. Just in time. I think it was like 1 second or 2 seconds away from landing the nuke. And that would have been a pretty good hit there. A lot of Dark Templars and High Templars would have gone down. SH once again tries to clear out the top middle there, but a lot of Goliaths there to intercept, and carriers, turrets as well. Interceptors going down, carriers going down. Another ghost there, he kills a ghost, so no nuke. But he got a second ghost there on the scene as well. Gonna try to land that nuke there on the top corner. He's got the observer there still. Nuke there coming in. Not sure where it's gonna land though. He's gonna have to hunt for that ghost. He sees the dot. Maybe he sees the ghost as well. Kills the ghost just in time once again. Kills it just in time once again. So both players still in a Mexican standoff. He's making more ghosts for lockdowns. He's getting ghost sight range, and he's gonna keep sending out those nukes. He doesn't believe that he can break into the base. He's not trying to break into the base. He's just gonna try to peel away at the outer layers instead of just going for the frontal confrontation. But this also gives SH more time to prepare these mass shuttle drops. And he's got a mass shuttle drop there on the way, and a lot of hallucinated shuttles as well to distract from the real shuttles. So it's gonna be very difficult for Doromi to kill those shuttles as they fly over. Also Corsairs, of course, they're also in the mix. Starts fighting on the bottom side because the Goliaths are all on the top side. Goliaths on the top side. Tanks are going to be played out there near the choke. The shuttles are flying through. Some of the shuttles do go down, some of the Corsairs go down, but he couldn't kill most of the real shuttles. Most 6 real shuttles are still alive. There's nothing now here in the back to intercept them. We arrived on the scene. That's going to be a massive Dark Templar and the Reaver unload. They're on the scene. This time around, he's going to get that command center for sure. Nothing there to repair, lifting them all up into the air. But the Reavers are killing everything he can. SV Scar going down, and he's now going to focus on the depots and the armories. As if he clears out those depots, Doromi's going to get supply stuck, and being supply stuck is not nice. He also lost all of his scans here in the back, so the Dark Templars are not going to get detected. He needs a vessel, but he doesn't have a vessel at the moment on the map. So only 8 SCVs there. He does have a second SCV base there on the bottom side of the map, but this is looking pretty bad for Doromi as he's losing all of his supply depots, losing his nukes, losing his starports, he's losing everything. And this is what can happen if you try to play a containment vessel for a little bit too long, because Protoss will find a way. Protoss will find a way, and his H with his persistence managed to find an opening. Still only on 22 probes. Slowly running out of money. He was on 22,000 and on 7,000 minerals in total, but he's done what he wanted to do. He has achieved what he had to achieve, that is killing the main base. And now he's trying to go for an attack there on the carriers. There's a lot of carriers this time around. He's made a lot of extra carriers. He's got 11 of them, or 9. Arbiters are there on the scene as well. He's using lockdown as well on the carriers, but it looks like Doromi has given up the fight. Doromi doesn't want to rebuild his entire army, his entire base, so that is the win for SH. He manages to make a comeback from a 1 2 loss scenario and wins 2 games in a row to get himself that win in the end on this best of 5 in Humber Counter's tournament, and SH is gonna proceed to the next round. A well-earned victory for SH there. He fought really, really hard. I do have to admit, Doromi, I believe Doromi should have just kept on pushing instead of going for that massive containment vessel with turrets all around the base. It looked cute, it looks cute, it looks cool, but you're wasting a lot of time. And the more time you spend building that containment vessel, the more time you give your opponent to throw out attacks that can potentially kill you or turn the game, or keep them in the game, or make the game longer. I believe it's better just try and finish it quick, instead of trying to build a massive containment vessel. And this is the result. What can happen? Well, thanks for watching. This was the third set that I casted from this tournament. I also casted Bard against Vacuum, Ameba City against Dap, but I kind of messed up somewhere in the recording, and I don't want to do the entire set again. I don't want to do the entire set between Ameba City and Dap again. So that's going to be the set that we're not going to be seeing from this tournament, sadly, but it had to happen. It had to happen. I don't want to do it again. I'm not going to cast a set again and spend an hour and a half casting it. I'm just not going to do it. So we'll be continuing with one of the other semi-final sets sometime this week. We'll hope to see you return again to enjoy that together with me. So that's it for today. It was RGB for RGB TV. And leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. Do whatever you want to do. Have a good day.